Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
Changing the software of the electronic engine control unit is ineffective on atmospheric gasoline engines with distributive valve injection. The amount of air flowing into the cylinders, and this is the parameter that is important for increasing power, is calculated quite accurately during engine design and testing. Therefore, it is impossible to programmatically change the angle of injection, ignition timing, the amount of fuel supply to achieve a significant increase in power. Also, chip tuning of the engine does not work on old diesels, which have a minimum of electronics. Is it possible to make with your own hands if you have a technical mind, a confident understanding of gas exchange processes inside the engine, a lot of time and free money to buy basic equipment? You can do chip tuning on your own. The easiest way is to find a ready-made firmware for your engine model and pour it into the ECU. If we are talking about an independent change of software, tuning in dynamics, then even a practicing diagnostician auto-electrician will need a lot of time to study the issue. Will the transmission digest the increased power? First of all, it concerns owners of cars with DSG, power shift and similar automatic transmissions which have earned a bad reputation. Removal of ecological collars, how to remove environmental collars. Physical removal of the catalytic converter requires software tweaking if a second lambda probe is present. A serviceable catalytic converter creates a small backup of exhaust gases at the outlet, but in a clogged state significantly impairs cylinder filling at high speeds. Even greater loss of power is felt on diesel engines. Soot particles mixing with oil vapor clog the particle filter honeycomb. Changes in the intake system, exhaust system, cylinder head or engine cylinder block on injector and modern diesel engines must necessarily be accompanied by online tuning. Without changing the ECU software, you will not get a good increase in power and proper engine operation. Basics of motor boosting. There are only 5 ways to increase the power of the internal combustion engine, reduction of mechanical losses. This point primarily includes installation of a lightweight flywheel, lightweight valves, connecting rods, forged pistons. The less mass of rotating parts, the more energy from combustion of the TPVS goes to accelerate the car, increasing the working volume of the combustion chambers. Improvement of cylinder filling. Boring of the cylinder head channels, intake manifold, installation of throttle intake and optimization of the exhaust system is guaranteed to increase the power of the atmospheric engine. Also, an important role in the struggle for horsepower plays the profile of camshaft cams, the value of valve overlap. But the really big increase gives only the installation of turbocharging, increasing the compression ratio and switching to gasoline with a higher octane number. A significant increase in power places additional demands on the engine's lubrication and cooling system. If possible, it is worth installing an oil pump with a higher capacity. If you intend to increase the power of a high-mileage engine, be sure to have it inspected and, if necessary, replace the oil pump. To prevent the engine from overheating, install a larger radiator. Intake and exhaust system. The volume of the receiver, length and passage cross-section of the channels of the intake and exhaust system directly affect the filling of the cylinders. One of the first steps in increasing engine power is to install a 4-to-1 or 4-to-1 equal length exhaust manifold. To maximize output, a straight-through should be installed, but this will increase the noise level. Therefore, for civilian operation, we recommend slightly increasing the exhaust pipe cross-section and installing a more sporty muffler. This will reduce the resistance of the exhaust system to exhaust gases. Installing a zero-resistance filter is one of the most popular ways to increase engine power. Such a move allows you to get no more than 1 to 3%. Competent installation of zero-resistance filter requires the realization of cold air intake, which on many cars with standard air filters is realized from the factory. Without it, the engine will suck heated air from under the hood, which will worsen the filling of cylinders and reduce the performance of the engine. 32-foot width equals for 30, height equals 275 and amp, GT. 32 width equals for 30, height equals 275 and we will not consider in detail the installation of throttle intake, as this method of increasing power can hardly be called civil. Turbocharging for additional injection of air into the cylinders are used, turbochargers. Having learned the device of the turbine and the principle of operation of the turbocharging system, you will be able to assess the pros and cons of this method of raising power. Mechanical turbochargers. The compressor has a belt drive from the crankshaft, so unlike a gas turbine does not have a pronounced turbo yoke, turbo lag. The main power gain can be obtained in the low and medium RPM zone. Which turbocharging system is best for your car depends largely on the engine model, engine compartment layout and availability of ready-made solutions. For example, for VAZ engines, options for installing both a turbine and a mechanical supercharger are quite detailed. Installation of a turbine or supercharger requires a preliminary reduction in compression ratio. Installation of an intercooler. It is mandatory to change from the DMRV to DAT plus DTV. The thermal balance of the engine changes, which requires more performance from the cooling system. To prevent piston burnout and reduce the risk of detonation, it is necessary to install pistons with oil injectors. Volume, compression ratio. In conclusion, enhancing the power of internal combustion engines can be an exciting and rewarding endeavor. By exploring methods such as chip tuning for both injector and diesel engines, as well as boosting carbureted VAZ engines, enthusiasts can achieve significant performance gains. Many of these modifications can be done with a bit of knowledge and effort, allowing you to personalize your vehicle to meet your specific needs. Remember to always prioritize safety and reliability when making these enhancements. With the right approach, you can unlock the full potential of your engine and enjoy a more powerful driving experience. Thank you for watching, and happy tuning!